Can't decide what to make for Cinco de Mayo this year? Give these quick and easy taquitos a try. Stay tuned. Our meat here is nothing but old Ortega. 1 pound of meat, 1 package, a little bit of water. Just gonna fill these mini tortillas up. Have about 5 of these and then a few of the larger ones. Just get these filled up. About like that. Give them a nice wrap. Turn upside down on a baking sheet, and then we'll get them coated in our batter. I'll bring it back when they're all filled up. Alright, so for the drinks this year, I'm going to be using 2 different drinks instead of just one. I'm going to show you the same margarita I did in last year's video. I'll post that up in the corner here if you would like to take a look at that. Yeah, just simple. It'll be 2 ounces tequila, 1 ounce of a sweetener. You can use some simple syrup. You can use dry curacao, which is what I always prefer to use. A little bit harder to find and more expensive. Triple sec is the cheaper alcoholic option. And then there is Cointreau, which is another good option. First thing we want to do is get started with a little bit of ice. Put that into our shaker and get 1 lime cut. And then we're going to get that, you're going to use a fruit squeezer and get that put into our shaker. And then the other half. Alright, and then like I said, we're going to do 2 ounces of your favorite tequila. And then 1 ounce of your sweetener of choice. Okay, then get the other half of our shaker put on. Pop this off. Dump back in your glass. Super easy, super delicious. And for our next drink, we're going to start with 1 habanero. Just a bit of it though. Just kind of cut off. Very little bit. Put seeds and all from the little sliver we cut. Into the correct half of our shaker. And then we're just going to muddle that. Get some of that capsaicin out. Okay, and with that done, very similar recipe. We're going to start with some ice. Two ounces of tequila again. And our lime, we're going to cut it almost in half. And cut a little sliver. This will just be for the garnish. If you don't want to do this part, don't worry about it. Just put a slice down the middle of that. Squeeze 1 full lime into our container. We're going to use some grenadine, about 3/4 of an ounce. And then for the Mexican Firiing Squad, I've seen between 2 dashes to 5 dashes of bitters. I would start with 2 dashes and then raise it from there if you would like. Give that a quick shake. Add some ice to our glass and strain. and put our lime wheel on the side and give it a taste test. It's delicious. If you don't like the heat at all, it does bring a little bit. Let's leave the habanero out. That's something I just put in for me and how I like it to be. But there is 2 very good drinks for your Cinco de Mayo party. And what would any south of the border meal be without some guacamole? So let's go ahead and get started on that. I'm going to use 3 really ripe avocados here. One thing I like to do, just because I make a lot of it and for presentation when people come over, is use a pure lava stone mortar and pestle. You don't have to, just use a normal bowl. Scoop the middle of all these into your mixing vessel. Okay, now we're going to start adding some seasoning. One thing I ran across recently is this Lighthouse guacamole seasoning. It's good. I'd still doctor it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is add some. Probably going to use about half this jar here for this. And this just adds things like cilantro, onion, tomato, a little bit of seasoning. But in my opinion, it's not enough seasoning. So I will go ahead and add a little bit of extra ground cumin. Some red pepper flakes. Some chili powder. And some smoked paprika. Then I'll start with the juice of half a lime, and if I think it needs more, we'll add more. And we'll just start mashing this up. Remember to stay hydrated with your margarita. Okay, now that this is all mixed up pretty good, go ahead and give it a quick taste test. I think I'm going to add some salt and pepper to it. Heavy pinch of some pepper. And a little bit of salt. All right, let's go ahead and continue mixing, and we'll give it a taste test again when this is finished. Okay, now let's go ahead and try this again. Yeah, that's on point. I, for the life of me, cannot remember what this thing is called. If I did, probably wouldn't be able to pronounce it. I'll leave a link in the description for this one that I bought. A lot of them that are on Amazon are just cement that are colored. This one actually is pure lava stone, so do be aware of that. I'm making this a few hours ahead of time before we eat, just to give, because this stuff is freeze-dried, gives it time to rehydrate. So I could use a little bit more lime. I'm just going to put this lime, squeeze it on top, spread it around so to keep it from oxidizing. And then before we eat, I'll mix it in. All right. And I'll bring it back to finish up the taquitos. Alright, and for our dredge, I have a little bit of some AP flour. Again, not going to measure any of this. Whatever taco season you have, just go ahead and use that. I'm going to put quite a bit of that into this dredge. Last but not least, Probably not release this video yet just because this needs to sit for a little bit. But this is a Imperial Stout that I aged. I'll go ahead and dump some of this in, drink the rest of it. Oh, that smells delicious. Let's go ahead and dump some of that in. Again, if you don't want to use this, you can use, I think I used Miller Lite the first time I tried this. You can use water, don't have to use beer at all. It'd be great. Just kind of give this a quick stir, and I'll bring you back. Alright, after mixing everything up, I added a bit more flour to it, just to get a little extra thickness to it. You can see about what the consistency is here, about some wet peanut butter. Let's go ahead and get our taquitos into the batter here, and we'll get them frying. Just got to turn them against the grain here. And then get them put into the fry basket. Once they're all in here, I'll bring it back. So after they're quick cooked, I'm going to go ahead and pull them off here. Get them put onto a paper towel plate. Before those cool down too much, get a little sprinkle of our seasoning back on them. Going to go ahead and get our full-size taquitos cooked up, and I'll bring it back when we're all finished for our taste test. How delicious does that look? Alright, these taquitos came out cooked to perfection. Time to give these bad boys a taste test with our guacamole we made earlier. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Just give them a little dip. And these are truly delicious. I would appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button down below if you're not already subscribed. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Be sure to check out this other amazing video.